Hey, what's up, guys? So here's part 2 of my playthrough through the Fate of Atlantis episode 2. There's going to be 3 episodes in total. This is called the Torment of Hades, because obviously we're down in Hades. And part 1, we took down Cerberus, the 3-headed Hound of Hades, who was the guardian of the gates. Rip Ross. His job was to stop the dead from leaving. So after defeating him, we created a bunch of chaos, and we ran into Hades, who was pissed. Ended up giving us 3 missions. One of the missions being to find and recruit 4 heroes from Greek mythology called the Fallen. And they're basically just like the mercenaries of this DLC. The same menu and everything. And then we're going to recruit them to replace Cerberus, obviously. Here's the cool intro. Alright, so the second mission that he gave us was to seal up all the Tartarus rifts. Tartarus being that area underneath Hades where the Titan gods that fought and lost to the Olympian gods, they got sealed away as their punishment. And it's also a place where mortals that have wronged the gods in some way, they get sent there, so it's like a special place for the worst of the worst. And the third mission he gave us was to help the ferryman, Charon. So I guess with all the chaos that we created by defeating Cerberus, has created a shitstorm that he's got to deal with, so we're going to head over there now and help him. So it's pretty cool because Alexios is following like the same path of all the greats from Greek mythology, all the cool heroes like Hercules, Odysseus, and Theseus. They all made trips to Hades and then returned alive.
Are you the ferryman?
A busy ferryman. Someone just had to kill the guardian of the gate, and now I'm up to my eyeballs in rotting newcomers. So, unless some god sent you to plug all the holes and clean up the mess between the realms, I don't want anything to do with you.
It just so happens that Hades sent me.
What did a shiny, living fleshling like you do to end up in debt to the god of the underworld?
I may have killed Cerberus.
Well, now that Hades' big dog is dead, rifts have opened all across the underworld. My passengers are being attacked by prisoners of Tartarus and all of his little dogs.
Listen, I have to find 4 guardians to protect the gates and close the rifts. Hades said you'd need my help.
Unbelievable. He sends a fleshling through the underworld to fix a problem only the dead can solve.
Only the dead can solve. So that's why I felt so weak when I fought those things.
The last fleshling who worked for Hades wore a special suit of armor, but he's been torn to shreds. Now the armor's been scattered across the realm.
My mother told me my path would be tough, but she never prepared me for this.
And you're going to have to fight some pretty vengeful warriors to collect 4 of the pieces. The 5th, a set of gauntlets, has gone missing. You'll do fine.
What makes this armor I need so special?
Forged on the bronze anvil that fell into Tartarus, it allows fleshlings like yourself to see things they shouldn't see, and go places they shouldn't go.
Of course, Hades never mentioned these.
He's very selective.
You said something about prisoners.
The underworld's most horrific offenders are locked away in the prison of Tartarus. Many have escaped through the rifts and are putting the rest of us, hard-working, dedicated, passionate souls, in peril.
What did you mean exactly when you said little dogs?
The hounds of Hades. nasty little creatures who hunt and destroy the lost souls who weren't granted passage across the Styx by yours truly.
Time to put this place back in order.
All you need to do is collect some armor, defeat angry warriors, and find 4 guardians to protect the underworld. Seeing as you're new here, I'll give you some advice. The Barren Pond, the Eternal Battlefield, and the Hades Palace are all excellent places to start. And if you happen to have any spare time, I've got some work for you as well.
Alright, so Charon just basically reinforced our 3 missions that Hades gave us, and then he gave us a little bit more information, especially on the armor that we gotta get. That armor we need to pass through all the veils in the game. There's probably about 5 or 6. And also, as a special little bonus, that armor gives us full health when we're fighting the enemies from the Tartarus Rifts. So I edited out some traveling to save time, and I headed for the first synchronization point.
And those must be the escaped prisoners of Tartarus Charon spoke of.
Which led me to Hades Palace. This new mission, a new lease on death, popped up. So I'm going to synchronize and jump down and kill about 3 sections of enemies. And then that's going to lead into a main mission. We're going to run into an old enemy from the main game. If you have a good memory, you might be able to figure it out. And then that'll lead us into the mission to get the first piece of that armor. Alright, so when I talked to Charon and unlocked a new mission called Beyond the Veil. So this is going to give you another set of Fallen to defeat. These are called the Fallen Enforcers. It's going to be 4 enemies that you remember from the main game. And whenever you defeat them, it's going to give you a piece of that special armor. They unlock the first guy for you. See there, it's right there, Beyond the Veil. That's going to be the Poisoner of Athens. If you remember, he was the guy you had to do like a little investigation, and then you found him. He was completely surrounded by snakes. That's going to be right him. And then I think you can recognize the outline of the second guy. So that's the Helmet of the Fallen. So you can mark him just like a mercenary, and then find him, and that'll lead you to the other Fallen. You can see him on the map right there with the skeleton. So we jump down. Like I said, I roll with 4 abilities, and then I never had a problem. Overpower attacks are crucial. They can take out enemies real easy. But like I said, I got the upgraded version of Ares Battle Cry. It's called Ares Madness. Easily knocks people around, and it gives you back adrenaline segments. We got the Fury of the Bloodline, which is a newer ability from the last DLC, which also gives you back adrenaline. I got the Rush Assassination, which I probably should have used, but I didn't. And then I got the Second Wind, which I said is like the oh shit ability. When you look down and your health is all gone and you didn't realize it. Oh, I fucking hate that when you miss an overpower attack. It's like, how did you the dude's right there. So here's Fury of the Bloodline. Luckily I'm getting that adrenaline that I just wasted back. You got Hades guards helping us out too, so that's a good help. I just said help twice. And this is the first section of enemies, so you can see 1 of 3. Alright, so it looks like the next game, they saw the spoiler or kind of the hint in the Division game. There was an Easter egg of the Viking holding like the orb, kind of like an Apple of Eden item. And I don't know if it was actually confirmed, but it looks like everybody's saying the next game is going to be a Viking game. So it's going to be another big mythology, just like the Egypt and the Greek. So you're going to have all the Norse gods of like Thor and Odin. And it's going to be, it's going to be a huge world up in the Scandinavia area. You're going to be maybe have a longboat, like a Viking longboat. I don't know. I kind of have mixed feelings on these bigger games. That I love the mythology and the different stuff like that, but I kind of miss like the smaller, plan out assassinations. I feel like assassinations have just lost all meaning. You're killing so many people now, and you're assassinating everybody almost. I just missed them. I wish they would get back to like the roots, more like the Hitman games, where like you actually have to have a plan. You follow the guy, you learn his story and what he's up to, and then I remember the first game you would track people at like a market, and you had to find the right time to assassinate him, then get out of the area. You just had to find a sweet spot of when he was unprotected. But now it's just like you just run in, kill everybody, and assassinate them, and it's not really a challenge. But these bigger games, like I said, they have their upsides and they have the downsides. I just wish that they could have the bigger games from one studio and then kind of make like little niche games that like cover a smaller period of time and a smaller section of real estate. But anyway, here's the enemy that I alluded to earlier.
Alexios? I don't believe my eyes.
Alpinor!
The fates have mercy after all. Oh, Misthios, your appearance is what I've been waiting for.
Funny, you're the last person I want to see.
Of course, of course. Our parting terms were less than amicable.
You sent me to kill my father and tried to kill me!
Which I now regret deeply. Seeing the underworld torn apart by chaos has shown me the error of my ways.
Enough talk! If you want me to believe your change of heart, prove it with action.
Of course, I'd expect nothing less.
What a mess. Elpinor, I expect this to be cleaned up.
Of course, Hades.
And consider finding a more permanent solution to the Monger's attacks while you're at it.
The Monger's here too?
The Monger escaped Tartarus. He's continuing the cult's work by recruiting other escaped prisoners as they exit the rifts.
I've seen them. They put up a good fight.
We've captured one of them, but he won't tell me where the Monger is hiding. Threaten him, perhaps?
What makes you think I'd help you?
Hades and I are close, and you need him to teach you about your staff. Helping me helps Hades. He'll appreciate this, Alexios. As would I, of course.
Fine. But I'm doing this for myself.
By Zeus, not you again, Elpinor. I've heard enough of your spineless posturings to last 2 lifetimes.
Tell me where the Monger's hiding, or I start breaking bones.
Come now, Alexios. There's no need for that.
You said...
My friend, I offer you freedom from Tartarus if you tell us where the Monger is hiding. Which I know is what he promised, but will inevitably fail to deliver.
All right, fine, fine. If only to shut you up. He's hiding out in the lost temple of Nyx. You'll never be able to take him down, anyway.
Exceptional. I've been tracking the Monger from the moment the rifts appeared. There's just one problem. The lost temple of Nyx is behind the veil.
The veil?
Since Cerberus was killed, it spilled out into the underworld. The Veil of Tartarus was created to keep out living mortals, so that only those beyond redemption could enter the prison of the wicked.
Which means you'll make it through just fine. But Charon said I would need armor.
Yes, the armor of the fallen. Lucky for you, I may be able to help so we can both infiltrate the Monger's hideout.
You want to storm the Monger's hideout together?
Of course, a chance to fight alongside the mighty Eagle Bearer. No one would turn that down. Besides, this is my opportunity to prove that I've changed.
Charon already told me that 4 of the armor pieces are guarded by the Fallen, but that the gauntlets were lost long ago.
Charon tends to confuse lost with misplaced. Rest assured, I will help you find the gauntlets. Meet me at Kronos' treasury.
Alright, so here it is, another enemy from the main game, Elpinor. If you remember, he was the scumbag who recruited us from Kefalonia to kill the Wolf of Sparta and then try to kill us. And the first mission he gave us was, he's got a lot of connections to Odysseus. I'll go over that in the next video, I think, because I didn't know this. I actually looked it up, and I just recently found out. He was in the there's a character named after him in the story. I don't think he's meant to be that character, but he has a lot of similarities. So now we got to figure out if we can trust him or not. He seems like he turned over a new leaf. He wants to lead us to the first piece of the fallen armor, the gauntlet. That'll be in the next video, in the next mission. We're going to need the full set before we could take on the Monger, though, because he's hidden behind one of those veils I talked about at the Temple of Nyx. Here's one of the locations that you're going to run into in Hades. They bring back the tortures of Hypnos. You have to destroy those, and then you got the Colossi enemies here too. But I talked about a few things in this video, so let me know if what kind of setup you guys go with. Like I said, I use those same 4 abilities. Maybe I'm missing something, but I never had a problem. So if you guys think that my setup sucks, let me know. Or if you guys use the same thing, let me know. And your thoughts on the Vikings game. I talked about it real briefly, but I like to hear your opinion on if you guys like these bigger games with the mythologies built into them, or you would like to see them kind of go back to the old style, where you have the smaller sections and you focus more on that area and that time. But that's it for now. I'll see you guys later. Bye.